two quick progressive tweets. Are you ready? So the first one, I already know. Before you go off into your tangent about the person who made the tweet, that wasn't my intention. So first, let's talk about something else and then we'll go into that. But I took this screenshot from Kyle Kalinski's video, and Kyle Kalinski pretty much posted that, okay, so what's his name? Oh my God, Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang has announced that he has a third party. He's creating a third party. And at the same time, he's released his book. So according to Dave Weigel, right? According to him, Dave Weigel. According to Dave Weigel, here are the 6 planks of the forward party. So his party. So then again, this is about him. And I mean, they have to be 2 of like the most stupidest. 3 of them are just ridiculous. So the first one is ranked voice voting and open primaries. No. I'm sure a lot of people support that. Then fact-based governance are bullshit.
In my view, 4 of them are.
Yeah, fact-based governance means absolutely nothing. Human-centered capitalism. Some people are really nice and interpret this as socialism. I think they're being way too nice. Seriously. Effective and modern government. Jesus Christ. UBI, of course. Grace and tolerance. So you're right, there are 4. Which one is the worst there? I mean, if
grace and tolerance.
If these are the actually if these are the actual words that Andrew Yang has used in his book, this guy is more ridiculous than I thought. I mean, we gave him like a fair trial too, right? When he ran for, people can go see our videos. Yeah. When he first ran for mayor, we were super nice, like this guy's a bit different, so let's just treat him a bit differently. Maybe he's genuine. Sure. He seems to be different in a bad way, if anything. if never thought
genuine. I don't know, maybe I said that, but I hope I never thought he's genuine. I don't think anybody's genuine. You just try to appeal to a certain base. But I would say, in my view, worst one, I don't know what's yours. Let's rank them. In my view, grace and tolerance is the worst, because it doesn't even include any vocabulary related to like governments or systems or like anything tangible.
Okay,
grace,
so I think
and tolerance, fuck off, you piece. Anyway.
So I think because of that, exactly, it doesn't make it the worst, because at least it's not pretending like the other ones, like fact-based government. But you're right. Grace and tolerance is just, he's not even pretending. He's just like, man, if those are the words he used.
And fairies, babies and lollipops. It's like a fucking Rorschach.
Do you think that's actually the words he used, though? I mean, he put them in quotations.
Does that make it better?
I mean, that means that he literally took them from the book, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Andrew Yang literally wrote.
I'm assuming his book is pretty much as informative as these 6 bullet points. I would imagine. Effective and modern government. No, you know what, Kamyar? You know what's the problem with today's government? How effective it is. I hope somebody is brave enough to stand for an ineffective and traditional government. You know, I don't want my government to be modern.
Man,
these controversial stance. He takes fact. No, I like my government based on imagination. Well, what happened? What happened to the 60s dream of a imagination? Was that a 60s dream? I mean, he should go. Well, no.
I mean, these 6 points are really annoying. And if I was him, I would have taken my time with this third party, because he tried president, he tried mayor, now he's trying third party. All of these in 2 years. He's gonna run out of shams. Just space them out at least. Like, how many are you gonna do? Then he can run for Congress.
I forget the Gambler, I think is the name of the movie. It's not a great movie, but it has a great line, John Goodman, in it. He's trying to write this book that the name of the book is called The Forward Party as well. He's trying to get to the what John Goodman in that movie calls fuck you money. You get to $2-3 million, that's fuck you money. You get there, and I think he's not quite there. I think nowadays it's probably more around 10 to 12
Yeah.
million. But you get there, and then you get a big house, sort of build a castle type of thing, and the money works itself. For money makes money for itself. So I think he's trying to get to the fuck you money. That's I think his
that
plan.
makes
I don't think
sense.
he's got any.
Although I would say there are easier ways, I think, to get. But yeah, this is one way. I mean, he keeps on raising money, selling books, failing for no reason. I mean, the mayor run, he shot himself in the foot a lot by just going
That was badly. Yeah, that was I
crazy.
think
So I don't.
tactically even badly done.
Yeah, but I mean, it's meaningless, right? Like in the UK, they're making fun of
By the
Keir
way,
Starmer for that 14,000 word essay that's about nothing. This sounds like it's the same thing.
By the way, I've never been to New York, but I have people, friends, and family who live there. And I don't know, these people who AOC, who is a senator or a congresswoman?
She's a congresswoman.
She's congresswoman, yeah. And this person who ran for mayor, they don't seem to like Jewish people in New York. Not all of them support Israel 24/7. They don't actually like. I think majority of funding for AIPAC comes from Christian communities, not from like Jewish people in New York are not running around worrying about like, oh my God, I don't understand this ridiculous pandering that, in my view, like Jewish community doesn't even want, because it's a very diverse and very just like any other community, you know.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Like
and I think people told him that they were like, you're going so much on this one side, it won't even necessarily like bring in the votes that you think you will, right? Like, it's not like Israel can vote for you.
Yeah, even the Jewish people in New York who cares about the state of Israel more than average person, they still have like there are plumbing issues. There is the garbage issue, the flooding issues in here. Like there are real issues. I don't. Anyway,
no, he miscalculated that. I mean, it's unclear if it's because of that. He was like dropped out so early. But yeah.
No, I mentioned this because of recent AOC vote on the present thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't like, who are you pandering to?
Yeah.
Jewish people are not meeting in a group. Okay, guys, she said present, so we are not gonna. What do you think is going on? I don't know.
No, exactly. But yeah, man, like
I don't understand.
So ridiculous. And I mean, he just rides this UBI thing. He had one good idea, and of course, this UBI thing, you know, it can easily be turned into a bad idea.
It's not even good idea.
It's right if you don't ensure that everything else that is here stays in place.
Coupon idea.
Yeah, I mean, UBI without
Friedman. You can Google, you can YouTube this. It's on Milton Friedman about 40 years, more than 40 years ago, was saying the same thing on US television. It's basically government coupons. Money is nothing but since we have fiat money, it's not backed by anything. It's government coupon, right? So UBI is basically giving you government coupons so they can cut the social services. That's what it is.
That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that before like people jump all over us. Yeah, if you gave UBI, it was and on top of everything that's already there, and healthcare and social security, and but exactly one reason that other not well-meaning people are enticed by UBI. It's like it's a good excuse to then cut
jobs, increase wages.
But I'm saying to then cut off other social security or not give Medicare for all and healthcare. So I'm not saying Andrew Yang's idea is that, but also UBI needs more discussion. But given that he wrote 4 like absurd points, we can't really discuss UBI or the fact that he also suggests ranked choice voting and open primaries, which is far from being a horrible idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But I would say maybe the reason why I personally at least feel somewhat really angry about this is that yeah, as you said, he seemed like, even if you disagree with him, he seemed like a genuine person. And now 4 of these 6 points are literally the most disingenuous
Yeah.
politician talk. Who cares?
Right. Right. Like,
Grace and tolerance. So, by the way, should we tolerate a serial killer? I mean, when you speak this vaguely,
yeah.
you idiot. Anyway,
No, he's setting the bar very low. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Maybe in his book he didn't write it this way. This is based on that guy. Oh, do you wanna do you want to talk about Ben Weigel before we move on to our last tweet? Do you have anything to
Dave,
say about him? Dave, I have no idea who he is. As I said, I took this from
he
Kyle.
he writes for Washington Post, and again, people like. I think he's a very dishonest writer, especially when it comes to the left. He had a big back, not so much back and forth, pretty much sort of Jimmy Dore a year ago destroyed, in my view, showed that he's a very much of a dishonest actor. And he's very, he's very much had the similar trouble many had with Jimmy Dore when they attack him and then he points out their hypocrisy and then they stop sort of responding. And he writes, for example, I think the substance of the matter is that he writes for Washington Post, but does not admit that Washington Post is biased due to the fact that it receives funding from Jeff Bezos.
Interesting. Okay, I see. Yeah, I didn't know
Just
that
to be
story.
clear, I don't mean to say Jeff Bezos comes into Washington Post and runs the office every day, but I believe he's indirectly partially owner of Washington
Yeah,
Post,
yeah, no, of
partially or
course.
wholly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought he was the owner, but yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. He doesn't send around emails telling people what to write. But typically, if you work at a workplace, you understand the sentiment and which way the wind is blowing. Like,
Yeah,
that's typically
but
how it
but
works if you understand your
uh,
workplace.
but to be fair to him, I would say I have seen before this whole debacle and all that. He seemed to be like Ryan Grimm, one of the few people that is very well connected and understands Washington politics. So I don't want to, like, this is my view. Maybe overall his work is good. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right, fair enough. So Sam, let's move on to the next tweet. And this one I got it for you, kinda, because if anybody's wondering when Nina Turner's gonna have her first show on TYT, well, right
I
now she's in the UK. So I don't think it's
Brighton,
anything to do
my
with
city.
TYT. Yeah. So this tweet has a lot of good things. Let me start. First, it's liked by Glenn Greenwald and Brianna. And then yeah, so Nina
Two
Turner is sitting
favorite
there with Jeremy Corbyn, a friend of Sam's, and he's at Brighton. So it just says when in
friend
Brighton.
of Sam's. Sorry. Arvian, I've never met the man, but yeah, friend of
But
Sam's.
yeah,
I
I don't have
really,
much to say about this tweet, but
but you see, for example, because he dresses like a normal person, Jeremy Corbyn, and doesn't do the finger thingy that Clinton and
yeah,
Cameron do. That's he's not presentable as a.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad I like both
I
of these
hate that
people.
finger thing.
I know it's apparently, I remember it's apparently psychologically gives the feeling of reassurance to the voter. Anyway, I like both of these people. I love, well, not love, I like Jeremy Corbyn more. Nina Turner's recent actions are a bit weird. I hope this is not broadcast by the Young Turks because, or maybe actually, maybe I am. I hope it is broadcast by Young Turks, and I hope they change and they become a far more lefty uh, broadcasting program because Jeremy Corbyn is a real lefty, even more lefty than uh, Bernie Sanders. I just hope, like Brianna Joy Gray's interviews, they focus on points of contention and the way we can move the discussion forward, especially when left is in such a bad place, uh, instead of just the conversation that you're great, I'm great type.
Yeah.
I just
No,
that's the only thing.
I agree with you there, but I highly doubt it has anything to do with TYT. She didn't even tag TYT. I think she's just doing her own thing. And like I predicted,
Oh.
my official prediction is that we're barely going to see her on TYT, especially after like the initial first few months.
The thing is,
But
if you're not a member of TYT, you get a lot less. So I
yeah,
don't. Maybe she's behind the
I mean,
paywall.
clips would have
I don't.
emerged. We would have seen. But yeah, we shall see.
No, but if TYT as a channel that has 5 million followers and a company that hires a lot of people and start supporting Jeremy Corbyn likes politicians, that's definitely a good thing. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
By the way, Ron Placone recently went on the Vanguard and he did an interview. And for all the people who talk about Bernie bros and aggressive people on the left, like Ron Placone especially, I love the guy basically. His demands are just so reasonable and he puts them in such a reasonable way and he explains them, and it's still like they're not even willing to meet him, not halfway, not even
Yeah.
they're not even willing to meet him 10% of the it's anyway.